So I'm here today with Eduardo Peire at Data Native 2018. Eduardo is one of our speakers, and I would like to ask him a couple of questions about what he does, his experience in general, and what does he think that data science would do for us in the future. So let's just start from the basics. So if you can introduce yourself a little bit to our audience.
So I'm Eduardo, the founder of AI Scope. I'm an engineer by career, but I turned myself into a data scientist and AI specialist. And actually what I do is I help companies to develop AI products. And in my free time, I develop AI Scope, which is an open source device that uses AI to diagnose diseases like malaria.
So, I would like to stop in some of the things that you mentioned. So you say you're an AI specialist. We hear a lot around AI, machine learning, the buzzwords, and you're also participating in a panel deconstructing that. So what is your opinion on AI? What do you think that AI actually does at this moment? What are the applications, the real applications?
So at this moment, AI is extremely useful already. So we are living the bloom of the computer power. So this moment is extremely useful. It's going to be way more useful, but right now it can solve easy tasks that consume a lot of time in corporations. It can improve user experience. It can do a lot of tiny things. Right now, it's not this kind of AI that freaks us out. Right now, it's a super useful tool for us. And it's still not that intelligent, but it's way more accurate than people. So it's solving a lot of tiny problems like looking at pictures, looking at X-ray, things like this. It works way better than people.
Okay. Yes, I suppose like a lot of people are afraid that basically AI will become as smart that it would take over and would lose our jobs. I guess that's one of the fear. But from your perspective, you have this, if I remember correctly, a non-profit AI Scope, which is this device that you're building with open source to cure disease like malaria. So tell us a little bit about this project.
So yeah, I started this project more or less 1.5 years ago. And I wanted to solve the problem that people in isolated areas, they don't have access to microscopy, so diagnosis through microscopy. So that's why I created a microscopist. Like everything runs in a cell phone and it's doing the same work as a microscopist would do, which is really, so it's something that is not easy, but so you need a lot of training, but it's easy. In the meaning that you need to recognize tiny parasites that are difficult if you're not trained. But once you're trained, it's extremely easy. So what we do, we train a cell phone to do this work. And again, it works better than people. So, there's something that I want that people have in mind. So I work in medical field, and no one should be afraid of losing any job, because people will use that as an external tool, as another kind of scalpel, and another kind of thing that will help, for example, for doctors to be able to have more time to be with the patients instead of just looking at pictures, because a doctor should be putting more attention of the people than in the machines.
That's an excellent point. Recently, in a meetup, one of the speakers mentioned that we're all afraid of losing our jobs, but maybe it would give us more time to think and breathe and go to Bali and spend some time there instead of being here and working like 10 hours a day. So perhaps like we are afraid of something that could be a good change. So very positive thoughts so far. Anything that you could share from your research or anything coming up right now? Any projects that you're working on?
So I'm working in several projects at the moment. Like for example, for the one that I'm coming to talk about is AI Scope. And we are developing the next version of the microscope. We are starting right now collaborating with universities. We are starting also some big collaborations to build global data set of infectious diseases. That is something that was never done before. And we want to do it, and we want to open to everybody for free. So we are talking with big partners that right now we cannot say who, because we are still under the negotiations, but they are really happy to be the pioneers on creating something that is super needed now in the age of AI and was never done before, a data set of infectious diseases that is going to be open. Right now, universities have already data sets of their own, but what they have is kind of a mediocre thing. So to train your AI algorithm, you need lots and lots of images. Maybe they have like 300, 3,000 maybe, but not more. But what we want to achieve is get like 50,000, 100,000 of each disease. So whoever wants can train their own algorithm, train, test, do whatever they feel, because at the end we don't want to get the glory, we want to just help to solve the problem.
Yeah, that's very important, of course. So how do you see, I mean, apart from the projects that you're working on, what other exciting things do you see happening right now? You mentioned open source quite a bit. Are there other projects being in open source? Do you see, I don't know, any governmental projects being developed out of this? Or, I mean, apart from non-governmental?
Yeah, what I see is a lot of people talking about AI, and I'm really happy because also they are not talking so there's a hype, obviously, but they are not talking too much about the hype, but doing things that are useful. Because at the end, we have to avoid AI to become the next blockchain. That was just a bunch of hype. Even it's really necessary and it's really useful, but 99% of the applications that people want to use blockchain for are useless. Luckily, a lot of companies, a lot of startups, big companies, medium companies, everybody is using AI for things that bring actual value, which is amazing, and I'm really happy. So we have been experiencing our user experience, for example, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, have been improving a lot. The quality of the ads that we get, the quality of the suggestions in Netflix, in everything, in LinkedIn, how LinkedIn link you to new people that could be really interesting, and that's everything is AI on the back, and it's amazing. So I couldn't be happier. And the good thing is that computer power is increasing always, like always has been. And in the next 3-5 years, we're gonna see amazing things. So in the next 3-5 years, we're gonna see cell phones doing crazy AI things that right now they cannot, because they are really powerful, but not enough already. But it's gonna be amazing. So I'm looking forward to see what's happening in 3 years in the AI atmosphere.
Exciting. Any last thoughts that you want to share? I mean, how is your experience at Data Native so far? What do you think of our community, of our conference?
I'm super happy to be here. It's amazing. The first thing I noticed when I came in, is that it's full of people. It's really, really, really full of data scientists. Because I go to a lot of conferences all over the year, and it's difficult to find one that all the assistants have this high level. So all the people that you see here, they are super qualified data scientists, or people, chief of data science, people really, really, really motivated into bring this movement, this world farther. And it's a pleasure to be here.